Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green, and you are looking at Vanda falcata, which is still looking lovely. It has been in bloom for about 3 weeks now, which is great. Multiple spikes, lovely fragrance in the evening. I am excited to take you guys over to the greenhouse and show you what is going on over there, because all my Cattleya rexes are in bloom. Woohoo! Before we do, just looking over everything here. Things are actually looking pretty darn nice. Path Prime Child growing well. Vanda falcata. If you're interested in this orchid, Jason Fisher at Orchids Limited in Minneapolis put out a video this week showing his Vanda falcata collection, and I saw some pretty cool ones. There's one called the Amami Island form, and the flowers are like twice as big. They're huge. This is cattail orchid growing very nicely, and then my lovely wonky white phal continuing to open up, looking very nice. Love that little pink blush on the petals there. And if you look down here, you'll notice that I have actually rehomed 4 of my paths. So my path Tonsum, Appletonianum, Urbanianum, and Venustum have all been rehomed, which means I have more space. So I was able to bring Dendrobium Country Girl back home, and I have space now for the Bulbophyllum basket of bulbos here. And then the paths that I just could not let go of are my Villosum over here and my Callosum here. And of course, Michael Kopowitz, which hopefully is going to be doing better than it has in the past. It actually has really good root growth on it right now. See there? Roots going crazy. So that's a good sign, but it's got to look good on the top and the bottom, not just one over there. Humidity is hovering around 40%, which is great. The little humidifier kicks on whenever it gets below 35. So, yes, enough of this. Let's get over to the greenhouse and check out those little Cattleya rexes. Yay, they bloomed. So, last year, 2 of them bloomed, number 1 and number 2, and this year neither one of those 2 bloomed. They were in kind of bad shape after the flowering last year. So this year we have number 3 and number 4 that are blooming, and they are in much better shape. And I have certainly learned my lesson, which is do not repot Cattleyas, especially delicate species Cattleyas, when they are not actively growing roots. It is risky business, especially when they have just flowered and expended lots of energy, and especially when they have a seed pod growing. So, something that's interesting, look at the little plant in this pot here. So the flowering Cattleya behind it and the little plant in the pot, they're the same age, they're siblings. The little guy is just the runt of the litter, right? I bought a flask of these, and this one is still only a few centimeters tall. Alright, let's look at Cattleya maxima. Cattleya maxima is growing really well. I wonder if there aren't multiple plants in here. But anyway, it's got 2 flower buds pushing out of this sheath. It's a Cattleya type, so it's supposed to be bluish color. Looking forward to that. This is Cattleya rex number 1. Now, it did bloom last year, but I pollinated it and I messed up the roots when I repotted it. So it's trying to regrow roots now. It looks pretty bad. Like, I'm kind of really concerned about it. The roots hopefully are going to save it. This is number 2. Actually, no, this is number 1. The other one was number 2. Number 1 bloomed last year as well. Again, I repotted it, messed up the roots. It did not bloom this year, but it does have good growth, good roots as well. So it looks like it's pretty much recovered. So if number 2 recovers, fingers crossed, we'll be back where we were. Hal, this is Bulbophyllum echinolabium. His nickname is Hal. He's got 3 spikes, and it'll be nice to have Hal in bloom with the Cattleya rexes. It's kind of kind of a Beauty and the Beast situation. But I keep trying to pollinate Hal, and it's not working for me, so not quite sure what the trick is to getting Hal pollinated there. But look in front of him, you have a Fred Clarkara Desert Davison, which is humongous, keeps stretching upwards. Funny thing is, this one was bred to be miniature. Maybe not so much. Hopefully it will bloom this fall. Catasetum, or no, sorry, Signodes Wine Delight, also looking enormous. The bulb on it, look at that central bulb, how big and huge it is. Again, you know, last year we had good growth on this thing. It only gave me 6 flowers. We'll see what it does this year. Momodia Jumbo World, beautiful growth on this guy this year. It doesn't really get that big, but it has the most lovely little flower spikes, blooms in the winter. And now this is a Catasetum lattilaxman. It is not my plant, but it is elsewhere in the greenhouse, and I spied these 2 spikes coming out of it the other day. This thing is going to put on a tremendous show. It almost looks like there's another spike pushing out of the base there. So, man, this is a great one. This is an SVO hybrid, of course, and I'm going to be keeping my eye on this one. I don't know if the owner of this plant even knows that it's in bloom or in bud. You know, a lot of the other growers, they don't ever come to the greenhouse. Cattleya walkeriana, really well hydrated now. The leaves were kind of wrinkly before it got its roots established. Got lots of roots now. But I was a little disappointed. This brand new leaf, there was some water that got stuck in the bottom of the sheath where the leaf was growing out, and it rotted the base of the leaf, so now the leaf is basically looking like it's coming off. So that's annoying. But it does have a new growth, and hopefully it will do better. Phalaenopsis schilleriana has shed both of its weird leaves. It's got a nice brand new leaf, and it's actually pushing out another new leaf. So that's exciting, and hopefully we'll still get a nice flower spike on it this year, although it probably won't be as big as last year. This is Cattleya Jose Marti. It's putting out a nice brand new leaf. This is either a clone or a seedling, but it's basically not ever bloomed. It's too young to have bloomed, but it's putting out lots and lots of roots and hopefully flowers in the spring. Dendrochilum tenellum, cute little grass orchid from the Philippines. Would love for this thing to bloom. I don't know how big it needs to be to bloom, but it gets covered in little sprays of white flowers. Really kind of an unusual thing, and grows quickly. It's put on a lot of size in the past few years. Cattleya triani. This is a new one for me. It is a pretty, it's an awarded clone. And then behind it we have Cattleya hardiana, also a seedling, both from Carter and Holmes. Recently picked those up and looking forward to blooms on those someday. Bulbophyllum medusae, is really looking green, pushing out lots of growth. Actually kind of finishing up its growth for the year. So I think within a month or two we'll start to see spikes starting to push out on those new growths. Going to make sure to keep that nice and warm this year. This is Rhyncholalia Cattleya Jessie Lee. Jessie Lee's got a sheath. It looks like there's some shadows in that sheath. And then it's got another growth that's popping open. Hopefully there'll be a sheath in there too, so we can look for some flowers on that. And then look at this Cattleya rex. Look at these stripes on the leaves. Isn't that kind of cool? It's kind of not variegated, but almost kind of. Anyway, this one's putting out lots of nice new roots too. And yeah, overall growth is looking good on the plants in the greenhouse. So that's it. If you are interested in seeing some more images of Cattleya rex, I did kind of a formal photo shoot. So stick around and there'll be about 60 seconds of those pictures. But otherwise, thanks for stopping by. I'm William Green. These are my green pets. See you later.